for some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Yeah, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
Good morning, everyone. I have a couple of things for the absurdity advent calendar. Since I had a crazy morning yesterday, I was like laser focused ish on trying to get some things done, because I was like, you know what, I'm not feeling the greatest, but I want to get things done and start the week off great. I don't know if anyone's like me. Sundays are not a day of rest. Sundays are a day to kind of clean up your room and get ready for the next week. So here I am thinking I'm doing all great. Get up this morning, I'm like, why are there a bunch of messages on today's stream? And I'm like, oh, because I put the day wrong. Well, that's genius move. So I do have an extra bit of absurdity in here for you guys, because no, let me see. I do have my mic a little further away than I normally do. So let me get that. All right, and let me check my volume. No, I don't want it. It was automatically adjusting. I don't like StreamYard. I love you, but stop changing stuff. So let's get into the Advent absurdity, and you guys will get to see the most awesome thing. Laura Owens, look out, your trial's next. And I found the perfect thing.
2025 is nearly done, so grab your cocoa, here's the fun. Every day's a brand new spree of what the hell absurdity. From runaway, immerse on the loose to news you swear was fake, but true. Most got the snark, you bring the tea. It's the WFT Advent Countdown with Mosh.
Okay, so this is clip magic, but Laura Owens, I am ready for you. Now, granted, Mr. Mo has been puzzled as to why I need a humorously fake and dented fake pregnancy and or beer gut. But I told him, I was like, no, there's this insane woman, and I will arguably look more fake pregnant than she did. But yes, now this was on sale, where I get my Halloween and cosplay costumes for $7. And holy Bob Ross, you guys, like, I am ready, like, forward planning, and it was $7. Best $8 I have ever spent in my entire life. Mr. Mo is both horrified and fascinated by the way my mind works, but Laura Owens' trial, we are ready. We are ready, here for it, the Laura bump. And if I can find one of those cheap, creepy dolls out. I know, that and the sexy chicken costume. Now, I do have all of my costumes over on my bed because I am intending to finally get the Halloween costume done. So I have all of my costumes, and Mr. Mo is like, you are so proud of yourself that you basically get to show costumes. And I'm like, yes, I am. And my mom's like, I don't understand what is cosplay? And I was like, it's basically adult dress up, mom. And she's like, I don't get it, but it sounds like you're having fun. And I'm like, thanks, mom. Because I know she doesn't. Like, I am her alien child, and I totally understand that. Like, she gets me, like, we are on completely different parallel, like, thought tracks. So I completely understand that, I am absolutely, like, bless her, she's trying to understand what I do, and she's just like, that sounds, that sounds odd. Is what she wants to say, but she's trying to be encouraging. But it's like when my boys try to explain to me roadblocks, and I'm like, that sounds fantastic. Even though I have no idea what, roadblocks and devs and mod battles and none of what any of my children say about their video games makes sense to me. So I completely understand where my mom is coming from. Now, there are other things I don't understand, and for our Advent calendar absurdity story today, well, the wildest service animals that were ever brought on board a plane, from pigs to peacocks. Um, yeah, if you have a weird thing and you can't fly without like your, emotional support boa constrictor, then I want no comments about my emotional support dumpster fire plush that happens to be a puppet that I can make fun of people with. Like, look, no, insulting people and judging their general fashion, choices is how I deal with anxiety. If that's not going to fly, then you can't keep your pet boa constrictor. That's how it's going to work in Moe's America. Well, amid an epidemic of pet worship, planes have seen some unlikely animals being touted as service critters trying to turn the friendly skies into a veritable Noah's Ark / well, petting zoo. The, imposter surge for the qualified animals that actually do represent, real working service animals has been alarming. Now, during the coup in 2020, the DOT changed rules to only allow trained service dogs on aircrafts, but opportunists gamed the system by slapping a vest on Fluffy the teacup poodle and dubbing them, fit to serve. The scourge of animal soul and valor hasn't, been limited just to dogs. In 2023, a passenger tried to bring an emotional support boa constrictor named Bartholomew through security at the Tampa, it would be Florida, at the Tampa International Airport, but was busted when the serpent showed up, apparently in his carry-on. Our officers at Tampa International Airport didn't find this hysterical, the TSA wrote on Instagram, saying that taking a snake on a plane, like Samuel L. Jackson has told us, is prohibited, regardless of your need to have him for your anxiety. Along with being a nuisance, these faux, service animals aren't trained. They can attack people, and they do, again, that's why when my kiddos are out, like, I am one of those parents that tells them not to run up to service animals. I trained my kids that if we see a dog, even if it's at Lowe's, we don't go up unless we talk to the owner. And if we see it has a vest on, that dog is working. It's not that hard. Even my young, feral, wild children can understand this. So, yeah, don't mix your dog up, who I'm sure does a lot to help you. Look, I am not saying that animals can't be helpful. Dingus and the other cats know when I'm having a bad day, and they all kind of crowd together and make like 4 cat barriers so no one can get around me. So I'm not saying that, your regular pet can't be helpful, but this is ridiculous. I don't want your pet boa constrictor. I don't want your pet pig. The Great Dane is cute, so I'm a little hard on that one because I'm like, oh my gosh, Scooby-Doo's on the plane with me. Marmaduke, you're here with me. Okay, so I'm going to say that I would not be, look, I'm going to be totally objective. If it's a cute doggo, I'm going to have much less opinions about it than a boa constrictor. Y'all, I am not Jesus or Oprah, so I swear I'm gonna have, bias. I'm not gonna have a problem with a dog. Now, if you have a giant dog, it's just like people who have a giant behind. Buy 2 tickets. That's all I got to say on that one. A mini horse. Oh my God. Okay, so the only problem with this one is that this will encourage more people to want a mini horse, which I think my husband will be against. I have talked to Mr. Mo. He will not give me a mini service horse or mini service donkey because I really feel like it would be hilarious to not only have the mini service donkey be useful, but get to tell everyone it's my emotional support ass. Anywho, anything for a joke for me. Now, a flying squirrel. Why do you have an emotional support flying squirrel? I'm done. Look, humanity, this is why aliens will not show up. This is a peacock. Yeah, please tell me. Okay, so in 2018, United Airlines denied boarding to a peafowl named Dexter that was trying to fly from Newark to Los Angeles. Now, the woman flying with him said that this was her emotional support peacock. I'm done. Again, this is why we will never ever get like the quantum entanglement, stuff from Quizlar, a planet across the galaxy. They have seen our internet news and they are like, nope, no, no. We are locking our doors when we go to this quadrant. I mean, okay, the bunny's cute and it has a bow tie. If I'm in TSA, I'm letting the bunny go. The peacock, look, I don't know if it's all birds that I'm terrified of or just birds with really big claws and a big beak. Okay, the pig, we do not allow, pre-bacon to get on board. What the hell? I give up. No, why do you need an 80-pound emotional support pig? And the turkey, okay, y'all, again, I constantly try to advocate for the airlines to not be assholes to us, but you guys, this is making it hard for anyone to listen to me. Keep your turkeys, boa constrictors, and all animals that are not actual service animals and aren't cute or aren't dressed up in a really cute costume out. These are simple rules. But there is your advent of absurdity. Apparently, mini horses and other things can apply pre-bacon. I know, terrible. Now, the mini pigs, the little mini potbelly pigs, really cute. Big pigs, I know they're very smart. I know they're very analogous to human anatomy. So we learn a lot of things when we, use pigs as human stand-ins. But they're big. Look, I don't know if it was the goose. I'm afraid of I'm afraid of birds. I really I'm okay with expert being right. If birds are not real, I am okay with it. I am okay. Also, does this mean that my emotional support little Debbies are okay? Or can I dress them up and put them in a little carrier so I can have them? Now, on a very, very serious note, and it is kind of hard to segue from, kind of a lighter thing, but just because it is the holidays, and maybe more importantly, because it is the holidays, um, this sad story, and I am going to get to the story, but please, remember to reach out to people. A lot of times the strongest people we know, the people that, have the biggest smile on are sometimes, hiding a bunch of pain and stuff that you wouldn't think. And a lot of times the holidays aren't as happy for everyone. So, do make sure that we are checking in on our people, just making sure people know that if they need to talk about something, if they need to, not be the strong one just once in a while, that they've got an ear. Because unfortunately, we did lose a Hollywood actor by his own hand, and I know that holidays are not always the happiest time for people. So if you are struggling, please reach out. Please, talk to someone. Don't make a temporary thing some really dark time that you're going through right now a permanent thing. Actor James Ranzone, who played Ziggy Sobotok, I am probably butchering that, in The Wire and a host of other HBO roles, passed away at 46. He passed away by his own hand in LA on Friday, according to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner. Now, he was a married father of two. His wife, Jamie McPhee, posted a fundraiser for the National Alliance on Mental Illness on her social media profile. Now, his cause of death was listed as hanging. So again, we all have a bunch of battles that no one knows about. Reach out. Reach out to people that you know, reach out to family members, let them know that you're here. And, if you are having struggles, it's not weakness to reach out. It's not a bother to reach out. There are plenty of people who are willing to listen, willing to just sit with you while you're going through this really dark time. And we all walk through them. But if you need to talk to someone, reach out, please. Please do that. Now, again, I didn't watch any of his shows. I'm not quite aware of him as an actor, but as a human being, as someone who, was on the other side of this, please do reach out if you're having troubles. I know that we are all kind of in the holiday mode, but do be aware that for some people, the holidays are just a harder time. So I hope that we can, spread kindness like Baker did this weekend and help where we can. Hopefully we've got a little bit of, light we can send out. Well, it just keeps getting weirder and grosser, but we all kind of knew that this was just going to be a Pandora's box of human monsters and gonorrhea herphosyphilitis. Like, we knew that the Epstein files were not going to bring anything that was going to make the Grinch's heart grow two sizes bigger. It was all going to collectively make us want to upchuck in our soul. Well, the latest tranche of the Epstein file photos released by the Justice Department seems to include disturbing pictures that show the dead gross man, by his own hand or allegedly someone else's, kissing and cozying up to young girls. In one image, it shows a naked infant in a bath. Now, this vile, never-before snapshot was framed and displayed on an intricately carved wooden bookshelf in his sprawling estate on Little St. James Island. So we are probably not even prepared for what is coming out. And I have only one dog in this fight. And let me say it clearly and not stutter. I do not care what creed, color, political persuasion, black, white, Asian, polka dotted, Republican, Democrat, pescatarian. I don't care. If you did something gross, let's find your name out and chuck you out of society. I don't care. And I think you'll find most people, regardless of who, this is not a political show, but I think most Americans will speak with a clear voice. If you're gross to children, we want you out. I don't want you on my team. I don't want you, I'm sure no one else wants you on their team. Get out. Just leave them alone. I really don't. I hate that this is going to be politicized. I would just like most of Americans, for all of the monsters to be unmasked and get them out. Now, it's really not clear as far as with these pictures right as of now, but give the internet a little bit, who these children are and if they were in fact victims of Epstein. Now, it does seem a little reckless of the justice system to not have tried to identify these children. And you can't tell me they don't have the means by which to identify the people in these photos and to see if they are in fact victims or not before they just publicly release them. So I do have a lot of questions. Now, I have not dug into the Epstein thing, and I probably won't until after the holidays. You guys, bringing you the headlines every day, all the grossness, all of that. I'm taking a break from learning about more human monsters until after the new year. then I'll dig right in. But again, I think I speak for most of humanity when I just want all of the information. I want all the names and I want punishments to start rolling out. I don't care about, new photos. I don't care about which side has more weirdos on it. I just want all the weirdo, gross people out. I mean, I don't know if that's, controversial, but that's kind of it. Now, in a gross dereliction of duty, although I'm sure the cops will investigate themselves and find themselves that they did everything okay, and or they don't have the, constitutional, well, imperative to help you. But it seems like it took police over 20 hours to enter a woman's home, and they unfortunately did not get there in time to stop her death. Apparently, it took police nearly a day to enter an apartment of a woman who had called the police saying that her ex was trying to unalive her. My ex-boyfriend is here and he's trying to unalive me. He's bashing me, he told the police. But Tatiana Doctoro's desperate plea for help was abruptly killed off by the unaliver, Danny Zayat, who threw her phone from the balcony of her 22-floor apartment, making it one of the final cruel acts he carried out against the 34-year-old after years of DV. Now, the call was ended before she could tell the apartment number to the operator. Now, then Zayat was spotted running from her building on CCTV just 3 minutes later, having stolen all of her savings. Now, officers did not arrive at the house until 3 hours later, but left when they couldn't find the location of the exact apartment, where she was calling from. They left without having accessed any part of the building or inquired any further about the information as to the location who made the call, according to Justice Desmond Fagan after he was sentencing Zagat. Now, by that morning, Tatiana had passed away from her injuries, her life was taken by the man that she had tried to warn the people about when she called 911. Now, police then returned to the home shortly before 7 p.m. the following evening, but couldn't get in touch with her by phone or calling her apartment on the ground floor intercom. Now, they finally entered her apartment some 20 hours later and realized that she was dead on her couch. Now, body-worn police footage showed Zayat hysterically crying after police arrived at her apartment, which prosecutors said were crocodile tears. Now, an exact time of death could not be determined, though she had passed away somewhere between the end of the 911 call and early the next morning, the Supreme Court said, following Zayat's trial. Now, I'm trying to find the locality of this because generally they will put the locality here, because this doesn't seem to be something that's a lot of makeup. Not that that has anything to do with anything, but again, where did this happen? You would think that that would be part of the article. No. He spends way too much time on himself. That's a no. Okay, it looks like it's coming from Australia. News.com Australia. Now, it doesn't also put the locality in anything, but it does look like, again, he is sentenced to, because I was wondering if this was America or not, because this did not seem like something that, again, with the sort of justice that they were talking about, yeah, it does look like it's in Australia, and he has to at least serve a minimum of 18 years, and he will be eligible for parole in 2043. Now, there's a lot of different things as far as, Australian or even European jurisprudence, and I'm not a lawyer. So there were probably different sentencing guidelines and different things that make it harder for them to report until after he's been adjudicated. That being said, it doesn't take a rocket scientist or Nancy Grace to figure out what happened here. In 20 hours, are you kidding me? Australia, you are not, showing your best detectiveness here lately. Well, I mean, maybe the aliens are not as afraid by our news as I thought, which is alternately terrifying and hopeful at the same time. Pilots have reports of silver canister UFOs just feet from his plane during a creepy air traffic control call. He said, "Good luck with the aliens." Uh, a recording of the creepy moment a pilot was told "good luck with the aliens" after reporting a UFO sighting to air traffic control has resurfaced following the bizarre incident over the skies of Rhode Island. You would think it would be Massachusetts just after the year Massachusetts has had. Now, newly resurfaced video of a live air traffic control broadcast captures the moment that a pilot told ground team it appears to be standing still as the mysterious object, which he compared to a silver canister, floated beside him. Well, I love it when air traffic control says, "Good luck." Yeah, good luck. I'm like, yeah, that's comforting. It looks like a strange small object that we just floated by, a small silver canister. Do you know what this could be? The pilot asked the air traffic controller in the recording shared on YouTube in October by the VASA Aviation channel. After the air traffic control confirmed that they didn't know what the object was and asked for further details, the pilot responded that the UFO was just feet from the plane in midair. "It appears to be standing still, and I'm at 3,500 feet. It was just off the right of our wingtip, a small silver canister," the pilot said. Now, he added that the astonishing object didn't appear to be attached to anything. It was just hovering in midair in response to a question about whether it could be a drone or, a weather balloon, like one of those really big ones that goes way high. "Creepy," the ground team responded in a short clip before another air traffic operative adds, "Good luck with the aliens." Those jerk faces. Like, that's when I would respond with the classic airline quote, "I picked the wrong day to stop huffing glue or sniffing glue." I mean, now, it is believed that this incident happened over Rhode Island and occurred around the same time as the videos, of all of those really strange drones going around. Now, this clip did go viral, and the FAA has yet to explain what that canister was or wasn't, or whether it was swamp gas. So maybe the ETs are not as terrified of us as I thought, which could be a little terrifying because generally when, less advanced cultures meet really advanced cultures, it doesn't work out for, the less advanced cultures. Well, in, I guess, a scam that keeps on giving around the holidays, the quantitative amount of, money that has been scammed from Minnesota's social services may amount to more than $9 billion, nearly the entirety of Somalia's, economy. I mean, again, call me when someone goes to jail. I'm getting a little tired of hearing about all these bajillions of dollars getting, stolen or being found to be, linked to a fraud. And I have yet to see like a perp walk or, we just take them to the village square and get to yell at them. Bring back the stocks. I say there was something cathartic for the general taxpaying community when you got to throw, rotten fruit at people who had wronged you. Vote Mo 2028. After due process, I'm just saying the stocks would be an option in Mo's America. Only rotten fruit. We are not going crazy. This is not supposed to lead to horrific lifelong injuries. This is to shame behavior. This is, to call out and to terrify anyone who doesn't want to get humiliated. I think public shaming could be a thing. Well, a staggering $9 billion may have been stolen from Minnesota's sprawling social services scam, orchestrated mainly by members of its Somali community, a figure that's nearly equivalent to the entire economy of Somalia. Now, the enormous new estimate is nearly ninefold increased from the $1 billion previously estimated or suspected, according to federal prosecutors. Now, it also accounts for nearly roughly half of the $18 billion in total federal funds provided to Minnesota run social services since 2018. Now, this is a very political story, so there are going to be sides and takes on both sides. So I'm not going to tell you how to think about, the political implications of this. But this does look like an incredibly large case. There are going to be political implications. There are going to be societal implications. And there are probably going to be international implications because there are allegations from federal prosecutors that a good chunk of this money went back to Somalia in remittances and might have helped with some of the really bad organizations running, in Somalia. So this again, while I try to keep the morning show not political, this is a big headline. This is a legal headline. And if you want hot takes politically, there are plenty of channels y'all can go to for that. But it does look like this is going to be a much larger case than initially thought. And I expect, unfortunately, these numbers to go higher, possibly as they dig into more evidence. It will be interesting to see how far this goes and how far the prosecutions go, and who knew what when, and who was aware of what when, and what steps were to put in place to either, cover this up or figure it out. So again, that's about as much as I'm going to put into this, but it does look like this story is evolving and that there are going to be more questions asked. And it does look like it might go all the way to the top, at least in the state's governance. And those are questions that will need to be asked and could have very big implications. Well, unfortunately, there was a mass attack in Taiwan. And again, keep an eye on this. There are a lot of geopolitical and international implications with this. Unbalanced equation. I am so sorry. Everyone who tried to show up yesterday, I was having not a great pain day, but I was trying to do stuff and get ready for tomorrow, which is today, and put in the wrong date. So I am sorry. I completely apologize. I was over here like, I am doing great. I am being on top of it, being smart and like getting things ready to go. No, I was attempting to do a good thing and doing a terrible thing, which is just about normal for me. Now, again, Taiwan is really going to be, again, geopolitically important. There are other channels that are much more big brain than me that can explain Taiwan's, importance in the geopolitical landscape. But any sort of attack, any sort of instability, is big news. So that's why I did pull this. At least 4 people have lost their lives and multiple others have been injured. In a massive knife attack in Taiwan. Now, on Friday, December 19th, smoke bombs were set off in a main metro station in Taiwanese capital of Taipei amid a random knife attack that was then continued to Shoshin Station. Now, 4 people were killed during the rampage, according to Reuters. Oh no, you're okay. I was just making sure I apologize because I don't ever want to like leave you guys hanging, and I realized I had. So I'm humble enough to, say I done messed up. It's not a big deal for me to admit that I was trying to do something good and just, user error is always a big thing. So it does look like this was going to be, it was a planned attack with the premeditation of using these smoke bombs and sort of having a really good kind of soft target where they could have many people to injure. Now, 9 others were also injured in the attack, according to the National Police Agency. The injured victims suffered stab wounds and blunt forehead trauma and were hospitalized, according to the spokesperson for the police department. Now, the suspect wore a mask and deliberately threw away multiple petrol bombs and smoke bombs, then randomly went to attack people, causing many injuries. Now, the attacks at both stations were believed to have been carried out by one suspect, a 27-year-old named Chang Wen, who is now deceased. Wen allegedly damaged multiple vehicles and set fire to where he lived before the stabbing spree, according to ABC News. The suspect planned an indiscriminate attack and he acted according to his plan, said one of the spokespersons for the police station. The suspect then ended his life during a police pursuit, jumping to his death. It looks like they were running somewhere high and he jumped. Local police have implemented preventative and responsive measures following the attacks in the area, including tightened security and increased police visibility, according to the National Police Service. Now, a motive for this kind of indiscriminate attack is not known at this time. And the police did encourage people to maintain a high level of alertness across the country, particularly at stations that could be targets of future attacks. Now, he was mainly speaking to his police department, but I'm sure that the citizenry of Taiwan probably thought that, I'm going to keep my head on a swivel much more. Yeah, my red hair is fake. I am actually, I think if you guys, yeah, you guys can see it. My roots are, my new growth is much lighter. I am a natural blonde. So it started out as something that irritated my mom. And then I have the red hair. It just kind of grew on me. So again, this might have many implications depending on what the motive turns out to be. Media reporting is very controlled in Taiwan, in those countries, so we might not ever get a real sort of actual factual kind of understanding of what went on their mainstream media. And we might not hear it from creators that are in the locality, depending on what, they're allowed to say. So again, I'm not a big brain. I can't tell you what this is going to do for anything else, but it is kind of disturbing that this happened. And it will be interesting to see how this is reported on going forward, especially in the highly controlled media, apparatus of not that Taiwan is a part of China, unless you ask China. So it will be interesting to see how that goes on. Well, I mean, don't we feel bad for her? Again, ma'am, this is why you don't go out looking like you're having a middle school first date with someone not your husband. I mean, I'm sorry that your life has kind of become scandalous because it appeared that you were doing all the scandalousness. I I don't feel bad for this woman. It's called the internet. It is very obvious to anyone with eyes and a functioning logic that you are not, you don't hang out with your best friends. Like, look, I love Valhalla. I went on a fundraiser for him, but I'm pretty sure Valkyrie would not like me, you know, sway into some Coldplay, concert to celebrate, the fundraiser. That's going to be a step too far for any normal woman. And I respect that because anyone that sees this can say, yeah, there was something, like, you don't have to be Nancy Grace or like the entire body panel. Like, she's blinking abnormally. No, that looks like you're on a date. So play me the tiniest fiddle. The HR executive busted canoodling with her married boss at a Coldplay concert. Kiss Cam has finally spoken out about her life-changing and career-ending scandal, blaming it on a bad decision after a couple of high noons. Blame it on the White Claw. Ain't no law, ain't no marital law when there's a White Claw. I wonder what she does for tequila. If her bad decisions are this affected by vodka, what does this woman do for tequila? I mean, Kristen Cabot, 53-year-old mom of two, broke her silence in an interview published Thursday, months after her 16-second public display of affection with her then boss, astronomer CEO Andy Byron, made her a meme and unemployable. I made a bad decision and had a couple of high noons and danced and acted inappropriately with my boss, she told the New York Times, admitting that he was her big, happy crush. And it's not nothing. I took accountability and gave up my career for that. That's the price I chose to pay. She insisted, too, that the backlash she received in the wake of the soap opera-worthy saga was unwarranted. I could have been struck by lightning, I could have won the lottery, or this could have happened. No, it's called you could have done all of those. You chose to decide to canoodle with your boss in a public place. Like, ma'am, I do not feel sorry about you. It's called a learning experience. Put your big girl panties on, pull them all the way up, and then maybe don't go to public places if you have a crush on your boss and you want to, canoodle with him. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. She is not the Rosa Parks of side pieces. I give up. Just move on and deal with it. Next minute, one of the Kardashians is going to have a nip or a hoochie-magooch slip, or Britney Spears is going to be, dancing around with katanas, showing her Arby's sandwich below. I mean, it'll blow over. Will you always be somewhat of a joke? Yeah, but you kind of screwed up big time. So just own it. I mean, at this point, merchandise it. Damn, if the Hawk Tuah can make 2 seconds of a not so funny joke into a Bitcoin, felony, allegedly in Minecraft, then, just again, lean into it, start us, a podcast about being the semi side piece. Again, you can either deal with the fact that you've done this and deal with it with grace, or you can make yourself the dumbest victim this year. The non-victim of the year goes to this chick. Well, I don't know who needs this, but let me be the intellectual, the hot mess, priestess that you need, the okayest life guru, I don't know who needs to see this. Don't bang your students or your, assistants. Whatever college, football or sports ball coach needs to hear this. Don't bang anyone but your wife. Ohio University football coach Brian Smith was fired after disclosing that he had had an affair with an undergraduate student, according to the Columbus Dispatch Thursday. Now, Smith was originally put on leave December the 1st and was terminated from his post for cause, with the institution stating Wednesday that the decision followed an administrative review of the allegations that Smith had violated his terms of employment agreement by engaging in serious professional misconduct and participating in activities that reflected unfavorably upon the university. I believe so. Again, this is not hard, ma'am boobs. It's called just keep it in your pants. Nothing is worth losing your entire life, but I hope you enjoyed the cardboard box that you're going to be living out of from now on. I hope that was fun. I hope 18 seconds of fun was, worth, 19 years of alimony. In a sad thing, and I do hope that this gentleman gets help. I don't remember this particular Disney, show. But addiction is a hell of a beast, and I hope he is able to kick it. Tyler Chase played the role of Martin Quirley on Nickelodeon's Ned Declassified School Survival Guide. Unfortunately, today he is living on the streets of Riverside. A video of him sleeping on the street and being homeless has surfaced on TikTok in September. Now, the video went viral, and there were complex discussions on what may happen to child actors when it comes to issues like mental health and addiction. His collaborators included Devin Worksheiser and Daniel Curtis Lee, as well as Tyson Blake and other Nickelodeon stars in series from 2004 to 2007, which was about the time that the three started middle school. Now, many fans remember Chase as Martin Quirley, who was always quiet but thoughtful. Now, seeing Chase in the new video has affected many of his fans who are currently viewing him on social media. After the video went up, a GoFundMe began, and more than $1,200 has been raised to provide clothing, food, and other necessities. However, Chase's mother has halted the fundraiser. Chase, according to his mother, has bipolar and financial disorders. So all of that money basically would not, if given just to Chase, would not go to anything helpful for Chase. Now, his friends and ex-colleagues shared similar comments. Daniel Curtis Lee, an ex-colleague of Chase, also visited Chase at Riverside and shared his concerns about both his addiction and mental health, and asked fans not to seek an easy way out, as Chase does require, more intensive care than just having a fundraiser. And the unfortunate and sad thing about addiction is until the person is very ready and very committed to go through the hard work that battling addiction needs, it's not going to work. You can want it for someone else. The entire world can want it for someone else. But unless they want it for themselves, nothing's going to happen. Now, despite getting a lot of attention, he is still living on the streets now, according to some locals. Now, he has given fans hope that he might eventually, be willing and open to getting help. But again, when you're in the middle of addiction and you don't want help, you can throw all the money, all the help, all the rehab at someone, and it's just not going to stick. It has to be a choice they make. So I do hope he gets the help he needs, and good on the mom for, not letting other people's kindness turn into something that really wouldn't be helping him. Well, I feel not sad at all, except that he wasn't successful allegedly in Minecraft. Not that I'm encouraging him to try again, but it appears like Jordan Vandersloot has tried to, Uno reverse delete himself. Again, excuse me for a moment while I search for a fuck to give. Doo-doot, doo-doo-doo-doo-doot, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yep, no fucks to give. It's like gravity. Gravity, my nemesis. You couldn't have worked for a heifer. You couldn't have worked with a heifer and humanity just once. To quote Simon Whistler every time he does something about an awful person meeting an awful end, oh no. Obvious sarcasm is obvious. Jordan Vandersloot, the man who admitted to taking the life of Natalie Holloway, reportedly attempted to shuffle off this mortal coil on Saturday, December 13th. Now, the convicted Red Rummer is currently serving a 28-year prison sentence in Peru for the 2010 murder of 21-year-old Stephanie Flores Ramirez, and was reportedly found, dangling from a strip of blanket in his cell as guards were distributing breakfast to other inmates. Now, the incident occurred a few days after the convicted man sent a message of apology to the victim's family, which revived media interest in his prison situation and emotional state. Now, he is reportedly in stable condition, but does remain under observation. Now, he also this year did take responsibility and admit to taking Natalie Holloway's life as well. So again, I have sorry, Gravity, you missed. And I hope you have a terrible time in Peruvian jail. Because, yeah, I'm okay with that. Well, in the headlines that will make you scratch your head and wonder, are we in the end times or just, Florida, the Florida dimension? I've got the stories, you answer the questions, but here they are, the headlines that'll make you go, what in the Walmart rapture?
The key keep its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Well, you know what? Grandma's Boy finally has a real life, counterpoint. And I love Grandma's Boy as a movie. I might watch it today. It's wholly inappropriate. It is not a children's movie. So I will be watching it in my room. But just in case you aren't aware of what Grandma's Boy is it is not a children's movie. But a 92-year-old grandmother has won a Tekken 8 tournament in Japan. Well, Granny's gonna kick your butt in Roadblocks. A 92-year-old Japanese grandmother showed off her skills at a popular video game, Tekken 8, and was named the winner of an esports tournament. The CARE Esports Association, an organization specializing in video game tournaments for senior citizens, announced its 12th biennial tournament has been completed, with Hisako Sakae, 92, taking the top spot. Now, the tournament featured 8 senior citizens ranging in age from 73 to 95, facing off virtually on one-on-one Tekken 8 matchups. Now, Sakai defeated 74-year-old Gogoro Sugiyama in the finals to take the top spot of the tournament, which was live streamed on CARE Esports YouTube channel with live commentary. Oh my Bob Ross. We are totally watching this. I have no idea how to do video games, but I can do commentary. I'll be like, oh, Grandma's kicking ass. This makes me smile. I can't even play Tetris, y'all. So I am okay with this 92-year-old grandma kicking my behind. I'd be like, Control-Alt-Delete, Control-Alt. Now, that's an interesting costume that even I didn't think up. The Nativity Baby Jesus with a laundry basket. Well, a German man beat his own Guinness World Record to become, again, the man who owns the most snow globes. Germany, are you okay? Why is he trying to beat himself? This is just so his wife will let him buy more snow globes. Sir, I understand. I have the same issue with wigs and costumes. Well, when it comes to celebrating the holiday season, Joseph Cardinal can get a bit obsessive. The German man has ramped up his Christmas spirits by owning more than 11,000 snow globes. It's in fact the largest collection in the world. He actually earned his first Guinness World Record back in 2002 when he just owned 6,100 snow globes, but he kept on collecting and now he has 11,017. Yeah, he needed to explain to his wife. He's like, no, someone's trying to come for my record. And she's like, yeah, you are trying to come for your record. Yeah. He began his collection in 1984, and it ranges from eccentric pieces like a Harley-Davidson-themed knick-knack that makes a motorcycle sound, to another that holds a replica of the Titanic, which appears to be sinking. Okay, I call dibs on the Titanic snow globe because that sounds great. I love the romance of snow globes and how beautiful they are when you shake them up and the snow falls down. Oh, his children are going to have to go through all of those snow globes. I hope his kiddos like snow globes, or this is going to be a lot for them. I am totally willing to help with this. Like, I will find the. Mr. Mo is like, no, do not offer to take other people's collections. Because I'm like, just the weird ones. I'll pick what I want, and then everyone else can have what they want. Yeah, he just needs to get a normal collection like your Legos and my future hand puppets and costumes. I mean, this is cool, but I just foresee his kiddos or whoever is left behind having to figure out what to do with all these snow globes and having no idea if there's a market for snow globes or what. But in an early Christmas miracle for you ladies out there, we finally get a cream. Not a pill, but a cream. I mean, yay us. Well, Viagra is finally coming for ladies. A first of its kind cream has promised to help jumpstart, well, ladies' engines. For nearly 3 decades, Viagra has helped men rise to the occasion, but for not longer than 4 hours or see your doctor. Now, while the little blue pill and other pills have worked for men, it's been a little harder for women to get sort of these same, well, solutions. But it looks like there might finally be a cream for that. Dare Bioscience on Wednesday has launched Dare to Play, a first of its kind prescription cream designed to enhance blood flow to the fun bits. It's a topical treatment which does contain the same active ingredient as Viagra, but should help things happen better. Well, can you tell my email? Because they are constantly worried about both my girth and length and stamina now. Like, I've never felt more useless as a person who doesn't have a penis. But I get more ads for Viagra than I think the entire male population. I think that's what the bots are confused. So it does look like this is going to be a prescription thing. I don't know. Now, studies do show that women struggle just as much with, lack of desire and certain things as they age. So it does stand to reason that maybe if Viagra or the ingredient that helps blood flow helps men, it might help women. Uh, you know, it's not like it's going to be the weirdest thing your doctor's heard. If you want to give it a whirl, then give it a whirl. Again, don't be embarrassed to ask your doctor about this if this is something you want to try out, and hopefully it works. I mean, there you go. Finally, equality. Although, why can't we just get a pill? Like, why does it have to be a cream? Can't we just get a pill? Damn. I'm just bitching now. And we've come to where I find the most cringe-hilarious clips, the clips that make you wonder what is wrong with Mo's algorithm. And I've decided that I am, going into the new year, I want to be a less judgy person. I want to, open my horizons. So I have decided to see if I was right about recorders being a terrible idea, an acoustic assault weapon. In fact, the worst thing that humanity has done since the H-bomb. And I, unbiasedly picked this particular clip to see if maybe I've been judging this too harshly. Are you going to play? What is this? What is the internet? Okay, wait, do we get to the part where she's playing the not other nostril? I'm waiting for the other nostril to be played. are banning whatever this is, and we are making sure my youngest Miss Farrell doesn't know that this exists, because we have 4, count them, 4 recorders somewhere in my house. And if my son realizes that you can play them through your nostrils, I will never have a mother moment of peace. I'm throwing those sons of bitches in the fire today. This shit will not go down in Mo's house. You know she's gonna make a sandwich with the nose flute bread later on and not tell anyone that it was used for nose flute bread. She's gonna be like, oh, you want to share some of my lunch? Like, it's been very close to a flute that was near my nostril. Y'all, no, this just will not, this will not happen. Not on my watch, darn it. I rest my case. Recorders are terrible. I have made my case. Now, this gentleman decided to grace us with a Halloween concoction. So I figured we are not Halloween, holiday. Holidays, holiday, not Halloween. But let's see what our holiday concoction is. If it is not crazy, while I'm out at Walmart, I will pick up the ingredients to make up the holiday concoction. I make no promises if it involves recorders or pickles.
Hello YouTube, how's everybody doing out there today? I hope everybody's having a great day. Today I'm going to do a brewing video, and it's the Christmas brew drink. I know everybody's been asking about it and that, so yeah.
Okay, what measures? I'm just going to go ahead and I put my money on 3 parts Listerine, 1 part vodka, 1/2 part Dimetapp.
I got my glass, and this one is going to be with eggnog and Pepsi. Yeah.
I take my agreement to try this shit out. No, we don't mix dairy products with carbonation. Absolutely fucking not. No, this is unholy.
So yeah, we'll get right into it. Oh, I also got candy canes, 2 candy canes. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. First of all, I'm going to open up.
You know, same. If it was Coke, maybe I'll get a Coke and a little thing of eggnog and we'll figure this out. But no, just no.
The eggnog. It opened up easy. Then
It's been there since
I'm going to
1982.
pour the
Please don't
eggnog
be
in the
chunky. Please
glass.
don't be chunky. Oh my god.
Very
Please
carefully.
Don't be chunky.
Doesn't look very good. That much eggnog. Yeah, don't like eggnog.
Makes
So,
sense
yeah.
that you should mix it with
Then-
Pepsi then.
I'm going to put in the Pepsi. Ooh, a little bit of good hiss. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna end terribly. That's gonna fizz the hell up, and you are.
Go. Yeah, should be a good Christmas drink. Then last but not least, I'm going to put the candy canes on the glass.
Don't eat them. They still have plastic on them. Oh,
There.
Canada.
See? Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh yeah, now I'm going to stir it
Oh yeah, because
with the candy cane.
It's the stirring that makes this
Yeah.
concoction.
Merry Christmas. Cheers. All I can taste is the Pepsi. Can't really taste the eggnog. Eggnog doesn't have very significant taste.
That's because it's coating the bottom like an unholy reminder of American Pie. Oh my god. Stifler's been near the drink. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Still, the Pepsi's overriding the eggnog. Candy cane makes it a lot sweeter.
The candy cane still has plastic on it. You have not even gotten to the candy. I don't know how to explain this any clearer, but that candy cane still has a plastic wrapper on it. So you are just tasting plastic. Oh my god. Okay. Well, and for a Christmas gift, since it is Christmas week, we have a reboot of Possum Massage. And I mean, who doesn't need to know the rebooted way to massage one's possum properly? Apparently, we needed an update, a remix, if you will.
Hello, this is Parody the Possum. You may notice that he is ocularly challenged.
No, we may notice that there's duct tape on the table. Are we massaging possums against their will again? Now, call me crazy, but I know you, ma'am, so I'm gonna notice the duct tape first. Not anything else.
It's what we in the profession refer to as a wonky peeper. And this condition means that
A wonky peeper? Ma'am, I think you need to take a look at the oculars on the last video. Because, I learned too late. I should, learn possum self-care. I broke the code too late.
it won't be safe to release him into the wild, so he'll be living out his days in captivity, being subjected to some of the... Well, here, let me show you. This is a
No, Susan Lucci, I'm sorry you didn't get a daytime Emmy, but don't take it out on the possum.
demonstration of proper opossum massage, a skill you'll no doubt want for yourself when you become aware of your own possum's failing flexibility and structural collapse. So first, you want to make sure that your area is well appointed with your tools and your products neatly laid out. You may want some little extras to help the possum.
That's it. This is me in 20 years. I love this woman. Casual possum terror, just...
Relax. Now, I like to have an aroma dispenser, and when it comes to wildlife, I prefer natural fragrances like winter pine or pesticide.
This bitch put DET in the dehumidifier. She's like, does this smell like chloroform? Do not take Kool-Aid from this woman, and definitely don't take any pies she's not baked.
Now, I'm going to begin on this senior opossum. Now, they only live 2 to 3 years, so Parody is well into 3
I have to
and
find
has
that
lost some of that elasticity and spring that possums are known for. So, I'm going to moisten my hands with an unscented lotion. And this is because you may have a possum with a sensitivity to environmental allergens. All right, then shake out the stress. Shake it out. Stretch and relax. All right.
Wait, no, we need to see this because I'm pretty sure if we go at 1.75 or 0.75 speed, we will actually see when her soul tries to leave her body. So let's see if we can.
Shake out the stress. Shake it out.
Yeah, they're right there.
Stretch and relax.
I am looking for a possum.
We begin with
plushie.
slow, gentle circles at the base of the skull. There.
Yeah, or a non-consensual neck hug. You know, whatever we want to call it. First date, assault, you know, whatever.
And then we'll pull down on the trapezius. Now, it may help to use your weight as leverage. So, see what I'm doing here? Push and fan. Push and fan.
I totally know in the next 10 minutes, once I get done with this, I'm going to go up to Mr. Mo for no reason as he's working on the floor, and I'm going to be like, push and fan, push and fan. And he's going to be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm giving you a very special possum rebooted massage. And he's going to be like, have you been watching that crazy possum lady again?
There. And then we're going to work down the spine, awakening all the little vertebrae as we go. And then pull down on the latissimus dorsi and up on the rib cage. Oh, I bet that feels good. Okay, other side.
Okay. I know is probably a sensitive question, but how did this possum lose his eye? Because I'm beginning to think that it was possibly like a wound, like a Munchausen, like a misery thing, like he was an author on his way to go to a convention and all of a sudden he got into a car wreck because he was doing a line or whatever it was. I never really watched Stephen King shows, but Kathy Bates was terrifying in Misery. I'm just saying, possibly we would like to know how the possum lost his eye in the first place.
Always work both sides of the possum. Otherwise, you might inadvertently interfere with his natural chi. And nobody wants that.
She said the latissimus dorsi, so the lats. These are, if you're a guy, they'd be the part that gives you that really defined sort of up or inverted triangle. They're kind of the wing muscles. The Michael Phelps. So your lats are on your side. But I don't know that possums have latissimus dorsi as such. I'm not a possum expertologist yet.
Then I am going to take the top of
lifting
my hands, slide them under the possum's armpit.
No, Miss Tubin. We would like to see both your hands. This is no, Miss. You have an island in your background. I will not let another possum suffer. We are not gonna, Little St. James Possum Island. We are not doing this.
Gently squeeze.
Is she pre-tenderizing the
Remembering
possum
that
roast?
a little lymphatic drainage goes a long way. There. All right. And now we'll work down the quadriceps, looking for any little knots. I think I found one. Okay. feels better. Oh,
First of all, if you really do have a knot or an adhesion and you've actually had a massage and they break up that knot, that's painful. Also, what in the world?
right. And other side. If there are many knots, this procedure could take several hours, but rest assured it is time well spent.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a good foot massage. The possum is no exception. So, I am going to ungentize my fingertips, then look
Ungent ties? Do what now? This is all pre-tenderizing.
for the shiatsu pressure points on the pads of the feet and stimulate all the little nerve endings. Yes, oh ho ho, I bet you feel that. Ah, yes, all right. Now, one mistake that people often make when massaging their possum is to throw off the energy. Don't do that. If you feel toxic energy escape into your hands from the possum, it is up to you as healer to
So not only do I have to relax my possum, but if my possum discovers her inner bitch, I have to then channel her inner rage. Oh, hell no. I can't even deal with the fact that my inner child is closely, connected to my inner bitch. That chick is, look, that inner child of mine is kind of mean. Um, yeah, no. Be sure if you do feel violent energy from your possum to channel that elsewhere.
transform that energy by opening up your spiritual channels, then redirecting the transformed energy back into the possum. That's right. Now we
What are we supposed to do if we're pretty sure we don't have spiritual channels? But we do have, well, we don't have cable, but we do have Hulu. Is that okay? Like, if my spiritual channels don't include HBO Max, am I going to be okay?
come to the part that many people think is a whole lot of fun, and that's the tail rub. Possum tails can become dry and scratchy, and nobody wants that. So I'm going to lubricate the tail from the base to the tip, from the base to the tip.
She for 100% has an OnlyFans. This is lifelong experience, a little twist at the end, no complaints.
Tip in slow, steady strokes. And then we will increase the blood supply to the area.
If anyone needs, a doll to explain where in the soul and psyche this hurt them, I will be working on creating my own line of what in the Walmart trauma dolls. Because holy crap.
And this is good for the possum maybe 3 or 4 times a week. You may have noticed there's an elephant in this room.
No, Chris Hansen should be in that room. He should be asking you to take a seat after that tail job.
Reminding us that the vast majority of possums belong outside. So, if you see one there, you leave it there. If you come across an ill, injured, or orphaned possum, contact a professional wildlife rehabilitator immediately.
And ma'am, I continue to tell you, if you are in fact the caliber and type of woman that we will get on the other end of that call, I will be raising the possum myself.
If after all this you're still left with a possum, well, you stretch that animal out on a table and give it a massage. Next, we are going to turn the possum over onto his back. So, excuse
Ma'am,
me.
he already lost an eye.
We are a messy snacker, aren't we? Okay, now when you do this, it's very helpful to have a specially designed pillow made of marsupial memory foam. And this you can find at any local marsupial supply outlet. All right, and as far as your table goes, you can also find proper opossum massage tables at your marsupial supply outlet. But failing that, an old ironing board is all right if it has a soft, fleecy cover, so as
She broke out the velour and the ironing board. You can't make this shit up.
not to snag one of these delicate little toenails. That's right. Okay, over we go.
Oh yeah, he looks like
Yes,
he
very
loves this.
gently. And
Oh,
then we're
yeah,
going to
no, he's-
massage the stress out of the back of the neck.
Yeah, he doesn't look like
Then
he's
open
struggling
the
for his
pector-
life. He's like Nakatomi Towner.
Well, if your possum does not wish to lay on his back, that's all right, because we can perform the next movement dorsally. Sun, moon, sun, moon. I'm going to put my hands under the possum, onto the abdomen, with the right hand rotating clockwise and the left Widdershins. Sun, moon, sun, moon. This not only aids in digestion, but it eases elimination as well. And we all know how important it is to keep regular.
Yeah, because, you know, constipated possums was next on my list after cancer to cure. I'm glad you figured it out, so that's one less thing on my to-do list, and I can just worry about the big things. Oh, I am finding a wig. This is going swimmingly. I have an ironing board, I have a fleecy blanket. All I need is a possum stuffy and the wig, and we are here. Also, ma'am, where do you get your gummies allegedly in Minecraft? Because they seem awesome.
That's right. All right. Now, we end the massage with a vigorous all-over body pat, and then we reconnect the polarities, north, south, east, west.
Proof that this woman has traveled to the future. She is in fact me in cosplay. Because this woman is like, oh shit, what's the other directions? She was like north, south, X, Y, and left, right. Abracadabra.
And then I'm going to realign the chakras. Remember, accuracy is key. Okay, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the all-important 1, or the root chakra. There. Now we finish off by sweeping out the aura, getting rid of any dislodged psychic toxic debris. Now, if you see images or colors or demons. Don't be alarmed, it's just part of the process. There. Doesn't he look relaxed?
He looks
I
resigned.
know what you're thinking. I want to do that, but I'll never remember the sequence. Well, we have you covered because I brought with me a little something that I like to call
Chloroform?
a book. And it is Pearls of Wisdom, written by me, Georgette Spelvin.
Oh my God in heaven, tiny baby Jesus and Bob Ross. This woman has a book. It's like the world is healing itself. It's like, please tell me this is not a joke. Please tell me this exists. I will buy it on Amazon yesterday.
And my dead partner, the squirrel, Pearl to Wisdom. And on page, let's see, on page 36, Proper Opossum Massage, you will see step-by-step instructions on how to replicate this procedure whenever warranted. Oh, you're thinking, I don't have a possum. Well, no problem, because these techniques will work on any wild animal you have. That reminds me. Let me further draw your attention to the caveat on page 12.
There's the caveat.
Let it
No.
be understood that I, Georgette Spelvin, and Pearl to Wisdom absolve ourselves of any and all responsibility for whatever may go terribly, terribly wrong as a result of following our instructions or advice. Well, thank you.
I would like to second that. Mo in the Deep End and Duct Tape and Holy Water Productions absolve themselves from any life advice you take from our hot mess priestess, our okayest life guru, Mo. No one, not even herself, should follow this advice.
For watching, and have a nice day. Bye. Bye-bye.
Oh my God. Okay, this is going in my Amazon account yesterday. We are here and ready for it. Well, you guys, absolutely did not know she wrote a book. Absolutely, that is going in my Amazon, account, uh, right next to everything else. This is amazing. Yeah, yeah. Well, we learned that Pearl wrote a book, and I will be buying that shit on Amazon so fast. Now at 10 o'clock, we will be back on day 3 of our watching the Headless Boyfriend trial. Devin Mitchell's from Nevada, and her defense is about as good as Brian Walsh's defense. So it is a crazy case. I did get a bingo card ready for it, so I will see you guys in about 30 minutes. Head over there if you want to hang out. We will be on this crazy trial over the holidays, and then probably looking at the Park case next. So that is a crazy trial as well. Hope to see you guys there. Have a great day. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you have all of your holiday stuff going, and do remember to reach out and check on your friends, your family members. Let people know that you're there. And if you're struggling, please reach out and talk to someone. It's not shame or anything. If you're having a hard time with the holidays, it's not an easy time all around. So have a wonderful, lovely day. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in a little bit. Bye, you guys.